Hello, this is Chris Pepelinski here to talk about my review for the Power Rangers, movie, which is, a reboot of the TV series, but more like a darker version of it, unlike the 93 version that I grew up in as a kid, which, was, rather campy, but still enjoyable for its time. The original Power Rangers, of course, consisted of Jason, Kimberly, Zach, Trini, and Billy. But in this version, there's like some slight differences. In this version, Trini's Spanish, lesbian, unlike the original, in which she was Asian, and this one Billy's an autistic, black teenager with Asperger's, and Zach is Asian in this version. So I did like a few I guess reversal of the roles, I guess you ought to say, I guess to make it more a more diverse cast, which in a sense is a good thing, that it helps, have people of different backgrounds and things like that. But anyway, I guess, like, in the TV series, Rita Repulsa, unlike in the 93 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, in which was like a little campy, it always said her favorite line, "I got a headache," which, was often done for laughs. But in this one, she's played by, Elizabeth Banks, who, makes Rita, I guess, more, I guess you would say a little bit more deranged, a little bit, I guess, more scary, because in this iteration of the Power Rangers, she was a former Green Ranger gone rogue who wanted the Azeo crystals, I guess, for herself as a way of gaining more power. And Zordon, in this version, was a former Red Ranger. And so I thought that was a pretty nice little twist on the franchise, that you ought to say. I mean, I would say one of the things that I didn't like about it was, the look of the putty, patrol. Since in the TV series they were in costumes, which I thought looked better than the holographic, gimmicky looking rocks they used, in this version. And the same thing would go for the look of Goldar as well, since he was more like I guess like a vampire bat of sorts, or in the TV series. But this one, he's like some sort of tall gold demon, I suppose, ought to be the word for it. It's too bad other characters like Lord Zed didn't appear, in the movie version, even though he didn't appear until the second season. And the same thing goes for Tommy Oliver, who also, in the original series, joined the show halfway into the first season. But I will say, there is a mid-credit scene that kind of hints at Tommy's, arrival, I guess, for the potential sequel, whatever that may be. I would say what's also different about, I guess, the original 5 Power Rangers is that kind of like, they're not like the, I guess, the goody two-shoes like portrayed in the TV series, but they're kind of like, I don't know if I would say Skrulls, but like more badass, where, Jason was like a football player. And he ended up getting in trouble for a prank that gone wrong, and then, Billy, I guess, being somewhat of a scientific background, almost like in the original series, but, and Trini, having, trying to come to terms with, her, her identity, and Kimberly not being, I guess you would call goody two shoes, but kind of like, I mean, someone who did bad things, but that doesn't mean she's necessarily a bad person. And Zach, having to look for his, take care of his mother, which, even though he's what I would call, I guess, like the comedic effect for the movie version. And the other thing I would say about the movie is, I mean, the suits were okay, but I didn't really think they were that impressive. And the same thing goes for the Power Rangers Zords as well, since they didn't look anything like it. However, I will say what was good about the movie was, I guess, the more grounded, realistic approach that, sometimes even the unlikely of heroes can also become, great friends and also great allies, to protect the planet Earth. I mean, I guess for those that see the video, and I guess we're a huge fan of the Power Rangers like myself, I guess can judge for themselves. Hopefully, for those that see it, they can also, like, the video, comment, and I look forward to hearing what other people thought of the movie. Okay, thanks.